You've heard about bananas and oatmeal, but what if the real blood pressure lowering power lies in foods you've never even tried? Millions of people are chasing the same popular advice: eat less salt, drink more water, and exercise. But despite doing everything right, their numbers don't budge. Why? Because they're missing out on a powerful advantage: underrated, science-backed foods that naturally lower blood pressure, but rarely make it onto the average plate. In this video, we'll reveal 5 powerful anti-hypertensive foods most people don't eat, the science behind how they lower blood pressure, and how you can easily add them to your diet today. These aren't exotic or hard to find. They're just underestimated and underused. If your blood pressure's been stubborn or you're just ready to upgrade your nutrition, keep watching, because what's missing from your plate might be the reason your BP is still high. Why certain foods help lower blood pressure. Lowering your blood pressure isn't just about cutting out salt, it's also about adding the right nutrients. Some foods contain powerful natural compounds that can relax blood vessels, balance fluids, and reduce inflammation, all of which contribute to lower BP. Let's quickly break down the science behind it. 1. Potassium, the sodium balancer. Potassium helps your kidneys eliminate excess sodium through urine. More potassium equals less sodium equals lower blood pressure. Foods rich in potassium, like leafy greens, bananas, and sweet potatoes, also help relax blood vessel walls, reduce arterial stiffness, improve circulation. 2. Magnesium, the vessel relaxer. Magnesium plays a role in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those that regulate blood pressure. It helps relax the smooth muscles of blood vessels, reduce stress hormone levels, improve insulin sensitivity. Low magnesium is linked to higher blood pressure, especially in people with prehypertension or metabolic issues. 3. Nitrates and nitric oxide, the natural dilators. Some plant foods, like beets and leafy greens, are high in dietary nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in your body. Nitric oxide dilates blood vessels, increases blood flow, reduces vascular resistance. Result: your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood. 4. Antioxidants, the artery protectors. Oxidative stress can damage blood vessel walls and raise BP over time. Antioxidant-rich foods, like pomegranates, berries, and hibiscus, help neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, improve endothelial blood vessel lining function. 5th, ACE inhibition from plants. Some foods naturally inhibit the angiotensin-converting enzyme, ACE, the same enzyme targeted by common BP meds like lisinopril. Plant-based ACE inhibitors can help reduce blood vessel constriction, lower overall blood pressure, do so without medication side effects. Examples include hibiscus tea, moringa, celery seeds, and peptides in seaweed. So when we talk about anti-hypertensive foods, we're not talking about hype. We're talking about real biochemistry that can shift your numbers in a healthy direction. And in the next section, we'll start with one of the most powerful and overlooked: beetroot. Food number 1, beetroot, a natural blood pressure dilator. Beetroot may look humble, but it's one of the most scientifically backed foods for lowering blood pressure fast and naturally. Why? Because it's loaded with dietary nitrates, compounds your body converts into nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow. When you eat beets or drink beetroot juice, your body absorbs the nitrates. These nitrates turn into nitric oxide, more known NO, a gas that signals your blood vessels to expand, vasodilation, reduce resistance, allow blood to flow more easily. This process lowers both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, often within hours of consumption. What the science says. A 2015 study published in Hypertension found that drinking just 1 glass of beetroot juice daily reduced systolic BP by an average of 7.7 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by 5.2 millimeters of mercury. Another meta-analysis confirmed that both raw beets and beet juice were effective in reducing blood pressure in people with hypertension. These effects are not just short-term. When consumed regularly, beets may help maintain lower blood pressure over time without medication. How to add beetroot to your diet. Beets are incredibly versatile. Roasted, add to salads with goat cheese and arugula. Blended, mix into smoothies with berries and Greek yogurt. Juiced, drink 1 small glass of pure beetroot juice daily, fresh or cold pressed. Steamed or boiled, serve as a side with lemon and olive oil. Beetroot powder, great for smoothies or even homemade energy bars. Beet greens are also edible and packed with potassium, a bonus for your BP. A few considerations. Beets are high in oxalates, which may contribute to kidney stones in susceptible individuals. If you have a history of stones, moderate your intake and drink plenty of water. Beet juice can temporarily color your urine or stool. This is harmless but can surprise first-time users. Beetroot is more than just a trendy juice ingredient. It's a clinically proven natural vasodilator and one of the most effective foods for blood pressure control. Up next, a soothing ruby red tea that acts like a gentle ACE inhibitor, and you might already have it in your pantry. Food number 2, hibiscus tea, the floral ACE inhibitor. If there's one drink that combines beauty, flavor, and real blood pressure lowering power, it's hibiscus tea. This deep red herbal tea is more than just relaxing. It contains natural compounds that work similarly to ACE inhibitor medications, helping to reduce blood vessel constriction and bring blood pressure down. Hibiscus is rich in anthocyanins, flavonoids, and organic acids that support cardiovascular health. These compounds help inhibit the angiotensin-converting enzyme, ACE, which is responsible for narrowing blood vessels, relax arterial walls and reduce tension, promote natural diuresis, mild fluid elimination, which reduces blood volume and BP. Scientific evidence. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Nutrition found that drinking 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily significantly lowered systolic BP by 7 millimeters of mercury over 6 weeks in prehypertensive adults. Another review of multiple studies confirmed hibiscus tea's ability to reduce both systolic and diastolic BP, especially in people with mild or moderate hypertension. Some researchers suggest its effects are comparable to captopril, a common prescription ACE inhibitor, without the pharmaceutical side effects. How to make it? Making hibiscus tea is simple. Ingredients: 1 to 2 teaspoons dried hibiscus petals, or 1 hibiscus tea bag. 1 cup boiling water. Optional, squeeze of lemon, cinnamon stick, or a tiny bit of honey. Avoid sugar. Instructions: steep petals or bag in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. Strain and drink warm or chilled. Enjoy 1 to 3 cups daily for best results. Pro tip: it's tart like cranberry juice. If you enjoy tangy flavors, you'll love it. Who should be cautious? If you're on blood pressure medication, speak to your doctor. Hibiscus may enhance the effects. It can lower blood sugar, so monitor if you're diabetic. Avoid during pregnancy due to potential hormonal effects. Hibiscus tea is more than just a cozy drink. It's a floral powerhouse with the backing of clinical science. Coming up next, we'll talk about a crunchy little seed that works behind the scenes to relax your arteries and nourish your heart, and you can eat it by the handful. Food number 3, pumpkin seeds, small but mighty for blood pressure support. Don't be fooled by their size. Pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas, are tiny nutritional powerhouses packed with the exact minerals your heart needs to stay in balance. These crunchy seeds are rich in magnesium, potassium, zinc, and arginine, all of which play key roles in relaxing blood vessels, regulating blood flow, and lowering blood pressure. Here's why pumpkin seeds are such an anti-hypertensive gem. Magnesium helps relax blood vessel walls, reduce vascular resistance, and improve blood flow. Zinc supports nitric oxide production and reduces inflammation in blood vessels. Arginine, an amino acid, gets converted into nitric oxide, which helps dilate blood vessels. Potassium balances out the effects of sodium and reduces fluid retention. Together, this combination helps reduce the pressure inside your arteries and supports overall cardiovascular function. What the science says. A study published in Clinical Nutrition found that people who consumed 3 grams of pumpkin seed oil daily for 6 weeks experienced significant reductions in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Other studies have shown that magnesium supplementation alone can help lower BP, And pumpkin seeds are one of the best whole food sources. Just 1 ounce, about a small handful, provides 150 milligrams of magnesium. That's over one-third of your daily needs. 260 milligrams of potassium, and 7 grams of protein. How to add pumpkin seeds to your diet. They're easy to incorporate. Snack, eat raw or roasted. Choose unsalted varieties. Smoothies, blend into green or berry smoothies. Salads, sprinkle on top for crunch and nutrition. Oatmeal or yogurt, add a spoonful for texture and minerals. Homemade trail mix, combine with dried fruit and raw nuts. You can also try pumpkin seed oil as a salad dressing or drizzled over roasted veggies. What to avoid? Avoid salted or flavored varieties. They can add unnecessary sodium. Be cautious with portion size if you're watching calories. They are energy dense. Pumpkin seeds are a simple, accessible, and affordable way to boost your intake of BP-lowering nutrients. They're proof that sometimes the smallest foods deliver the biggest benefits. Up next, we'll dive into a food from the sea that's making waves in the blood pressure world, and it's probably not in your pantry yet. Food number 4, seaweed, the ocean's answer to high blood pressure. It may seem unusual if you're not used to it, but seaweed is one of the most underrated anti-hypertensive foods in the world, and it's a staple in diets like the Japanese Okinawan diet, known for low rates of heart disease and high longevity. Rich in minerals, antioxidants, and unique bioactive peptides, seaweed does more than nourish. It actively supports blood vessel health and blood pressure control. Seaweed contains several key nutrients that impact blood pressure. Magnesium and potassium regulate blood vessel tone and fluid balance. Iodine supports healthy thyroid function, which influences heart rate and blood pressure. Bioactive peptides naturally inhibit the ACE enzyme, the same one targeted by common BP medications. Fucoxanthin and alginates, powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. Together, these components work to dilate blood vessels, reduce arterial stiffness, lower systolic and diastolic blood pressure, combat oxidative stress in the cardiovascular system. What the research shows. A study published in Nutrition Reviews concluded that regular seaweed consumption was linked to lower blood pressure and reduced cardiovascular risk, especially in populations that consume it daily. Wakame seaweed extract was shown to reduce BP in mild hypertensive patients in just 4 weeks of use. These effects are subtle but build over time, especially when seaweed replaces high-sodium condiments or snacks. How to add seaweed to your diet. There are many delicious and easy ways to include seaweed in your meals. Nori sheets, used for homemade sushi rolls or cut into strips over salads. Wakame, rehydrate for seaweed salads or miso soup. Kombu, add to soups, stews, or rice while cooking for an umami boost. Seaweed snacks, opt for low-sodium roasted sheets. Check the label for sodium content. Also available in powdered form to sprinkle over food like seasoning, a mineral-rich alternative to salt. Important notes. Some packaged seaweed snacks are very high in sodium. Always check the label. Seaweed is rich in iodine, beneficial in moderation, but avoid excess, especially if you have thyroid concerns. Avoid products with MSG or artificial flavors. Seaweed might not be in your regular grocery list, but it's one of the most nutrient-dense and heart-protective foods out there. And it doesn't take much. Even a few servings a week can make a difference. Next up, a vibrant, antioxidant-rich fruit that's as powerful as it is delicious. Pomegranate. Food number 5. Pomegranate, the antioxidant powerhouse for your arteries. Bright, juicy, and bursting with flavor, pomegranate isn't just a superfruit for marketing hype. It's one of the few fruits clinically proven to help lower blood pressure and improve overall heart function. What makes it so special? Its polyphenols, especially punicalagins, are among the most powerful antioxidants in the plant world. Pomegranate supports blood pressure control in multiple ways, reduces oxidative stress. Its antioxidants protect the lining of your blood vessels, endothelium, keeping them flexible and responsive. Improves nitric oxide availability, enhances natural vasodilation, helping blood flow more freely. Inhibits ACE activity. Just like some BP medications, pomegranate may naturally reduce the hormone that tightens blood vessels. Lowers inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a known driver of hypertension. These effects combined help lower resistance in the arteries and reduce strain on your heart. What the science says. A study in phytotherapy research found that 1 cup of pomegranate juice daily for 4 weeks reduced systolic blood pressure by up to 12 millimeters of mercury in people with hypertension. A review of 8 clinical trials published in Complementary Therapies in Medicine showed that regular pomegranate consumption significantly lowered both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. These effects were consistent whether the pomegranate was consumed as juice or whole fruit, though juice showed faster results. How to add pomegranate to your diet. Here are easy ways to enjoy it. Fresh seeds, arils. Sprinkle over salads, yogurt, or oatmeal. Pomegranate juice. Drink 1/2 to 1 cup per day of 100% pure, unsweetened juice. Smoothies. Blend with berries or citrus for a BP-friendly drink. Savory dishes. Use the seeds to add tangy flavor to grain bowls, roasted vegetables, or lean meat dishes. Pro tip. Pomegranate pairs beautifully with greens, olive oil, walnuts, and balsamic vinegar in salads. What to watch out for. Avoid juices with added sugar. This cancels out the benefits. If you're on blood pressure or blood thinning medication, consult your doctor, as pomegranate may enhance effects. Pomegranate is more than a pretty fruit. It's a vascular health champion. Adding it to your routine could mean smoother arteries and steadier numbers on your BP monitor. Next, we'll explore 3 bonus foods you've probably never heard of, but that could become your next secret weapon against hypertension. 3 more underrated anti-hypertensive foods you're probably missing. Let's go beyond the obvious and look at 3 powerful but under-the-radar foods that pack a serious punch when it comes to managing blood pressure. These aren't common staples, but they could become your secret weapons in the fight against hypertension. 1. Celery seeds, a natural diuretic. You've likely heard that celery stalks are great for BP, but celery seeds are even more potent. They contain apigenin, a plant compound that relaxes blood vessels. Natural diuretic effects help flush out excess sodium and reduce blood volume. Anti-inflammatory properties reduce stress on the cardiovascular system. How to use. Steep 1 teaspoon in hot water for celery seed tea. Add to soups, stews, or spice blends. Use as a seasoning for roasted vegetables or lean meats. Studies suggest celery seed extract can significantly lower systolic and diastolic BP, especially when used consistently. 2. Amaranth, the ancient grain with modern benefits. Amaranth is a gluten-free ancient grain loaded with potassium and magnesium. Help control fluid balance and relax blood vessels. Fiber supports weight management and reduces LDL cholesterol. Plant-based protein helps improve overall heart function. In one study, people who consumed amaranth daily experienced lower cholesterol, improved arterial flexibility, better blood pressure control. How to use. Cook like quinoa as a side dish. Add to soups or stews. Use amaranth flour for baking flatbreads or pancakes. Try amaranth porridge as a BP-friendly breakfast. 3. Moringa leaves, the super green you should know. Often used in Ayurvedic medicine, moringa is rich in polyphenols, which reduce oxidative stress. Isothiocyanates, with anti-inflammatory and anti-hypertensive effects. Potassium and magnesium help balance fluids and relax arteries. Animal and early human studies suggest that moringa inhibits the ACE enzyme, reduces BP readings in just a few weeks, supports overall metabolic health. How to use. Add dried moringa powder to smoothies or tea. Sprinkle into soups or stews. Use moringa capsules if preferred. Choose high-quality brands. These bonus foods may not be in your kitchen yet, but they're backed by science and easy to add to your daily routine. Why most diets fail to lower blood pressure, and how these foods fix that. You've probably heard this before. Just eat healthy, exercise, and your blood pressure will go down. But for millions of people, that advice doesn't work, or at least not well enough. So what's going wrong? Let's break down why most blood pressure-focused diets fail and how the underrated foods we've covered in this video offer a smarter solution. 1. Too generic and not targeted. Many diets emphasize general healthy eating, less sugar, less processed food, more veggies. That's a great start, but it's not specific enough to target the complex biological systems that regulate blood pressure. For example, you might eat more vegetables, but if those veggies are low in potassium or magnesium, they don't actively help lower your BP. What fixes it? Foods like beetroot, seaweed, and pumpkin seeds contain specific compounds like nitrates, ACE inhibitors, and magnesium that directly influence blood pressure through measurable targeted mechanisms. 2. Over an emphasis on cutting salt and nothing else. Yes, reducing sodium is important, but that's just one piece of the puzzle. Many people slash salt, but don't increase potassium, magnesium, or nitric oxide boosting foods, which are just as essential. Even worse, cutting sodium without balancing other minerals can sometimes backfire. What fixes it? Instead of focusing only on what to remove, these anti-hypertensive foods add back the missing minerals and plant compounds that your cardiovascular system needs to thrive. Third, lack of long-term sustainability. Let's face it, many blood pressure diets are hard to stick to. They feel restrictive, bland, or too focused on avoiding foods rather than enjoying real ones. That's where most people give up. What fixes it? The foods we've explored today, from hibiscus tea to pomegranate to celery seed tea, are delicious, versatile, and easy to include. They fit into real-world meals and snacks without drastic overhauls or expensive plans. 4. Ignoring synergy between foods. Another problem. Most diets don't consider how foods work together. For instance, vitamin C from pomegranate can enhance iron absorption from leafy greens. Magnesium from pumpkin seeds can improve potassium retention in your body. Flavonoids from hibiscus boost nitric oxide effects when paired with nitrates from beetroot. What fixes it? Using a combination of these foods creates a natural synergy that makes their effects stronger than any single superfood on its own. Most diets fail because they're either too vague, too restrictive, or nutritionally incomplete. But these underutilized, doctor-approved foods give you precision, pleasure, and power all in one plate. They don't just lower blood pressure temporarily, they help your body retrain itself to stay balanced naturally. Final recap: small changes, big impact. You don't need exotic supplements or expensive treatments to support your blood pressure. Just the right foods, eaten consistently and intentionally. Let's recap the best anti-hypertensive foods you're probably not eating yet. Beetroot, rich in nitrates that help dilate blood vessels and lower BP. Hibiscus tea, a floral ACE inhibitor in a cup. Pumpkin seeds, tiny magnesium-packed seeds that calm your arteries. Seaweed, an ocean-based source of ACE-inhibiting peptides and potassium. Pomegranate, a delicious fruit that protects blood vessels and improves nitric oxide levels. Bonus foods: celery seeds, natural diuretic and anti-inflammatory. Amaranth, a fiber-rich ancient grain with magnesium and potassium. Moringa, a powerful plant with antioxidant and ACE-inhibiting effects. Each of these foods works differently, but they all aim for the same result: lowering your blood pressure naturally and safely. So what should you do next? Start by picking just one food from this list to try this week. Add beetroot to a salad, sip a cup of hibiscus tea, or sprinkle pumpkin seeds on your oatmeal. Track how you feel over time and how your numbers respond. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Even small dietary upgrades, when repeated daily, can make a huge difference in your blood pressure. Let's keep the conversation going. Comment below, which of these foods will you try first? Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more real, science-backed ways to take control of your health, naturally. And share this video with someone who thinks their only option is medication. Because the truth is, sometimes the best prescription is already in your fridge. Your plate has power. Let it work for your heart, not against it.